That's what it boils down to. How can we change the narrative of the black woman?
Hello, good people. It's your girl, plus model Jeannie Ferguson, JVF, whatever it is you want to call me. I'm here to talk to you, the world. Hey, it's Corrine Foster, also known as Charisma the Queen, Queen of the Queendom NYC, hailing from Queens, New York.
Hi everyone, this is Dyesha Michelle Hicks of JUSDYE already, and I'm repping Brooklyn, New York.
What's up, y'all? This is Whitney D. Smith. I am repping White Plains, New York, Westchester County. What am I saying? That's it.
I'm a giver. I know for me, even though people feel like I'm not approachable, they think I always want to fight. Yeah, they feel like
I'm really cool.
Okay, you let my sister tell her
Okay.
she don't want to fight everybody. She's gonna knock everything off the table.
That's projected energy.
But
Just
yeah,
approach somebody. I'm so tired of that concept.
Right.
Just approach first.
They tell you that
judge.
you're not approachable.
Yeah.
They tell me I'm not
That's BS.
approachable. You always want to fight. You always angry, and I'm just like, that's not true. You have to understand, I had always had to defend myself. Being 5'3", being a dark-skinned girl, being a chubby girl, I always had to defend myself. So my thing is, you're not going to say anything crazy. I don't care man, woman, or child. I don't care how big or small. You're just not going to be rude and disrespectful because I don't tolerate that. I don't tolerate it from anybody. Nothing is going to change that. But I like to give. So a lot of times when I teach my runway classes, you have these women that come in there and they just scared. Jeannie, we heard so much about your class and I was so scared. And then I go, come here. And they get so nervous and I go, what's wrong with you? Well, because she did, we ain't looking at her. We talk about how you gonna do this. Trust me.
Comparison.
We ain't looking at her.
Ooh.
She said, let me tell you why you're not gonna look at her. Because she is one of the veterans that have been coming to my class for the past 10 years. So you ain't gonna look at her. We gonna make you look at you. And when you see you, you're gonna be like, oh,
proud.
And by the end of that class, honey,
Yes.
either they crying and telling you thank you, or either they are walking out
take her
there,
class
honey.
too. I need
I
to
can't wait.
Let me take a class. What classes? What classes?
January, February. So
Okay,
Okay, all right.
So
We gonna all be on that runway.
A fun fact about walking, I love when you said that, finding what you needed and it being you, because I didn't really see anyone that was quirky, but yet sensual, and definitely didn't see thighs too much, because with me, I didn't see them.
I always talk about that, but can I just tell you this?
Yes.
Let me just give you this little secret, right? So now, we as models work together, right?
Yes, again. She was approachable.
Me and my thank you. You're very approachable. But my sister and I seen her. She wasn't a plus model. She wasn't a straight model. She was in between. But me and my sister seen her, was like, look, Tasha, look. She was like, yeah. I was like, perfect. I was like, get her. Go and get her. And what did we do? Come here, baby. Can you try this on? She put it on. We was like, yes.
Yeah.
We didn't see any
Once
of,
in a blue, I
get
got that
it.
opportunity.
And I'm just so sorry that you even had to go through that, because we absolutely love the fact that you would just oh honey,
I was
legs
able to sneak
everything.
in. I was able to sneak in, and I had to make sure that I didn't give up. Thank God,
I'm
I
so
really
happy
loved
you didn't.
modeling that much.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's how mothers feel when they love their children.
Yes.
Like, man, like you a lot, but
So
like I
passion.
adore
You
you.
still have some belief in you, though. You know what I'm saying?
And there's a lot of people that believe in you. So I'm very mad that you did not give up. But I just want you to know that not everybody felt that way, because but the girls that were there, the ladies that were there, they would be like, the body this chick got, can we just, you would never know it. Because you would never know. Yeah. But they whisper, or they come, they be like, Jeannie, she walking with us, we like her. I was like, I know, we like her too. But
so I do it to show other people when I'm like on my IG stories, when it comes to sensuality and loving the body or loving the dimples. Like, it did take me some time to be like, what other people were seeing, and some of my really good friends say, I wish you saw what I see.
Right.
So that's kind of the narrative right now, and I'm like, well, I'm not stopping. I like what you see. Thank you. You see something that I can't quite see yet, and that's okay. That's a part of the journey. That's a part of the narrative. But I keep going, because that's why mental health is big for me, because the negative talk does get kind of loud.
It does.
Get kind of loud. And being a suicide survivor, I am proud of that. I could see how the negative talk infiltrated me to that point of wanting to like end it because just being so tired and not understanding. And I was 16 years old when I tried
understood.
that. Yeah, not being understood.
Being misunderstood.
Not having a lot of friends. I definitely did not have a lot of friends as a young girl because I was still playing with Barbies. You know, I just thought that was fun.
My daughters do.
Oh, they do? Okay, good.
Hello, we are back.
As a matter of fact, and we are talking right now about
Comparison.
Yes.
How women tend to compare. I know myself, I can't speak for all women. I had a pretty dark moment this year. I was comparing myself to someone based on me feeling that a particular person just didn't want to be with me because I just wasn't
whack.
good enough.
Very corny. A corny
Anyway.
word.
That was a narrative that I was creating in my head. I was like, well, maybe if I would have had like my business started by now or had, you know, my own place. I mean, I was already showing up as being a supporter in this person's career, emotionally support. That's actually a lot when you can be someone that they can be vulnerable with you and share stuff. But I was comparing myself to someone else, even though I don't know, I just compared myself to another woman, and it just made me feel so dark and empty and isolated, and I had to pull myself out of that with praying, journaling, saying stop spiraling in my own head.
It's like a loop.
It's
right?
a loop.
It's like a loop. It's like this conversation that's that is like, why? And it makes you question everything about your experience and what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
My experience in comparison wasn't, and it just is as negative. It was just as dark as what you're explaining, but it wasn't so much of, well, if I was, it was, I got my own business, I'm pretty, I'm smart, I have this, I have that. Why would he want that? Why would he want that? But at the end of the day, it's like, why do I have to bully this other woman's life in order to feel validated about mine? That comparison is a dark place.
But I feel like, I'm sorry, Whitney, I just feel like the whole comparison thing, what they've done to you have nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with you. The fact that he didn't want to be bothered with you, and the fact that he knows that you are from A to Z, absolutely everything any man going with, that has nothing to do with you. That's all them.
I say thank God for allowing me to dodge the bullet.
Exactly. When you finally listen, my ex, I told you almost on the first 48, I was almost here. I had this thing where it was always, you always told me you love the chocolate women, the dark women, all this other stuff, and then you go to this very almost clear woman.
Not the clear.
Hold on,
Clear.
almost clear.
I never heard that
woman.
before. Clear.
She was celestial.
So, you know, I'm just trying to keep it clean.
She was trying to find transparency.
So now, my thing is, I started to compare myself. So now, she got her body done, she got her this, and I was like, hold on, because I had to stop.
I had to do that too.
You must have lost what was left of your mind. First of all, I need you to suck all of this up. You got your own body, you got your own things going on, and then on top of that is an ex stripper, and you doing everything from A to Z. However, and I say that because, again, it was, the attack came on me, and I had nothing to do with you and her having your relationship. That had nothing to do with me. When you said, why am I attacking this woman? You're right. My thing is, I don't have no beef with you. My beef is with this.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't have no beef with you because you are beautiful.
But it's like subconscious. Well, you know, because I get the stalkers. I get the what? These women will stalk me. I always say that I'm a unicorn. I tell men when I first meet them, you don't want these problems. I'm a unicorn. When
very rare.
If you're dealing with somebody else, it's not going to work out the way you think it's going to work out. She's going to be upset. The moment she finds out that I exist, it's over, because her experience is going to be like, I can't pick her apart. And like, that's what we do as black women, right? Like we pick it apart. Oh, well, she got a pretty face, but her body is whack. Or she got a nice body, but
she don't fit. Going for her.
Right.
She don't got no car.
So when they find themselves stalking my page, they're trying to hit me with cars. It's like when you spawn a unicorn. It's like, I got to get rid of it. And so that experience of comparing and contrasting is like really harsh on the spirit. It's really hard on the spirit.
The thing is, when you compare yourself and allow that to take over you, you start chasing the stuff that's not for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Not your path.
Absolutely.
You start chasing the stuff that doesn't belong to you, that doesn't serve you. That's I love that. That doesn't serve you. And then you start becoming this person that you weren't even designed or destined to be. You know what I'm saying? It's always this chase, because you know why? I don't feel good about myself. We are back into ourselves, right? There's something about me that I'm not feeling right now that allows me to compare myself to other people. I have been there, right? And sometimes I still have done it. You know, and not in a sense of talking about beauty and body and all that stuff. Talking about a sense of, Dad, Whitney, you're this age. You're 42 years old. You should be here.
Yes.
Right? Just because of the world society, if you look at Instagram, social media, you can have a tendency, if you're not human, if you're not human, and you don't do this, right? But if you're human, you can have a tendency of saying, like, subconsciously, Dad, I need to be on that vacation. Dang, I need to have this.
Thank you.
But I had to check myself, right? I'm going to be real about it. Check myself and say, wait, Whit, you're an author. You've done this. You got degrees. You own property. You got all this.
Right. You got to remind yourself who
you
you
are. Encourage myself and get those thoughts out of my head, because the enemy is in between our heads. You know what I'm saying?
And
so the thing is
that,
the thing is the enemy, right? So if you keep comparing, you're always going to be chasing something, and you're going to get tired.
Yeah.
I had to stop that because the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to hurt everybody. And again, if I can only explain, I'm being very honest. Here's the thing. When I say that she was a bum, because my thing was, I had nothing to do with what the relationship was between you and my ex. I had nothing to do with that. So why constantly do mean and hurtful things to me? Because I don't hate you. I think you're beautiful. And again, you think you got a prize.
Jealousy.
Exactly.
Okay.
You
that's
think
jealousy.
you have a prize. I guarantee you, darling, that's not a prize. And I had to start thinking about it like, hold on, player. You know you are when you say dodge a bullet, honey, I dodged a whole AK-47. I dodged all those bullets. When I finally thought about it, I was just like, again, my beef is not with you, love. My beef is with her. But again, you keep doing things and you keep making it and you keep just digging this knife. I owe you an ass whooping. I got you.
Why is it as women? You know what? Why is it as women? If you know somebody's in a relationship, right? If you know that man or whoever is in a relationship, why even invite that into your?
I didn't invite it. It was. He kept going.
No, I ain't talking about you. I'm saying in general, right?
It's not my fault, sis.
But you know what? Let me tell you, because the thing is that men are only going to do what we allow them to do. Right?
Unfortunately,
we got the power. We have the power to control how we operate with men, right? So why, this is just a question, not saying that we all have done it or been there, whatever the case is, but why is that women will allow a man into their life if they know that man's in a relationship?
But here's the thing. You're right. Why do they do it? But
Why do
here's
we
the
do it?
thing. Why would, even if you were doing something, why would you allow another bitch to disrespect your wife? Or your woman? Why would you even let that happen?
That's different.
So
that's a whole different ball game. I was talking about a whole other thing. But
weakness, I would say weakness, distortion, why would someone allow? I don't know.
I just feel like
I feel like okay.
Like
so
drama.
So
like drama.
I feel like there are a couple of instances where, you know, women, just because you are a woman and you're dating, you're you know, whatever. Look at Alicia Keys. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it right there. Alicia Keys. I think I'm falling.
The reason why I said that is because
trying to loosen my choker.
Only reason why I said that is because if women in general, if we had some standards, if we had some boundaries, men couldn't do what they do.
I agree.
Because we all on the same page. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand. Like you just can't.
You
like
can't
you
get
coming
away
over here with that.
Yeah, you ain't coming over. We're not going to settle for that. You're not coming over here with that. So just imagine how many relationships that maybe could possibly stay together get together, grow together. If women were just on the same page, like I'm not gonna do that.
But I'm gonna say, all right, let me tell you a little story real quick, right? So there was this man, once upon a time, there was this man, right? He was attractive and he was rich and all that good stuff, and he was in love with me. And so he did not present that all of these extra relationships existed, right? Mm-hmm. Now, we were about maybe 3-4 months in. We done did penthouse suites and Mercedes Benzes, and we went out to eat every day. And he was handing over substantial amounts of cash. Mm. And so one day at lunch, he decided to explain to me about this woman who was pregnant. I'm like knee deep in love with this man at this point, right? And I decided that I didn't want to be with him. Okay. I said, you know what, I can't go through that. Like, that experience is too painful for me, and I don't want to deal with it. And I decided not to be with him, right? He gave me like $2,000 cash that day. No, I swear he was like, no, think about it. I was like, all right, I'm
gonna take this.
I'm gonna take this. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And I remember not speaking the whole ride home, just kind of, and I was like, just give me a few days. But I had developed this friendship with him. Like, I cared about him as a person. I still do to this day. Care about him as a person. I developed this friendship, but I didn't want to be bothered with the antics. I didn't want to go through the drama. So I did exactly what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I get it.
But what had happened is that the relationship between he and I was stronger than the relationship between him and the girl that was pregnant.
I'm talking about for the women that know.
I knew. At that point, I now know.
But now I can understand.
Right? So I'm
culpable. You are, right? But you were
her, even though you had
at first. Because then what had happened was, the offers got better. And so the offers got better. He wasn't letting up.
You're being honest about it. I mean, that is a pill, right? What do you do if someone's making the offer? It's either financial gifts, getaways,
girl.
But so I'm saying, like, how do you walk away? Because to me, I'm seeing there seems to be a scarcity out there of like good partners.
I don't think so.
And I'm just like, well, I'm just seeing a lot of mess. Like, people being in unhappy relationships,
right?
Just being together, and
but they end up not being together anyway. I ended up being so frustrated because I'm all about changing the narrative of Black women, and so I kept challenging it, and then I left the situation alone completely, right? But they still end up not being together. They still end up not having a relationship, and he's single and sad most of the time, and still looking for me. And I mean, I never found anybody to replace that dynamic either. So it's like you kind of can say women empowerment to a certain degree. Like, well, why can't we as women say, no, I'm not going to deal with this man? And I did all those things, and then you end up in a situation where you miss your Alicia Keys Swiss Beats moment.
I wonder about them.
I mean,
he was leaving Machonda anyway.
Do we really know?
Which is fine.
But my whole thing is that
leave her first.
Leave her first. At least show the respect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Leave her first. If you ain't feeling her, the marriage is over. Whatever. Give her the decency to respect to say this ain't working.
Break another woman when
it really does.
Thing, yeah.
And then I can never trust you. The gangster in me, the pimp in me, can't ever really rock with you because I already know how you give it up. So you're not gonna do me the way you just did up.
So now what makes you think that I'm gonna go run to you? It's no fun. It's no fun now. The game is over. I see how you treated your ex. So what makes me
some women don't
different?
think that way. Because when my ex-husband left, he did his cheating, but when he left, he did stay with the woman that I keep forgetting. He did come back and try to win me. And I was like, not this time, buddy, because you crossed the line. Like, you brought her into your mother's house. Like, I can't deal with
dumb mothers.
I always forget. Well, the mother didn't know. She was very disappointed. Very disappointed. And she was still communicating with me. But he did try to win me back. And at that time, I was like, I can't keep doing this. I see, like, this is going to be a pattern. And we're only, at the time, we were 24. So I was like, bruh, no thank you. And then he stayed with her. So I guess she was the second runner up.
No, that question came from me is because I think it's just my frustration with in the dating scene and how women are not treated, not bashing men or anything like that, but just the dating scene, and that men are not gonna come different. Like we always saying that there's no good men out there. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. They're not coming different if we're not coming different. If we're allowing certain stuff to happen. You know, if she don't do it, then she's gonna do it. But if she don't do it either, then I'm gonna have to come to you in a totally different way and know that, you know, I'm dating a queen. You know what I'm saying? So that question came from that point. Is that there is a lot of good men out there, right? But at the same time, is that how are we as women showing up?
We showing up thinking they corny sometimes. We think they right. We do.
No, but I'm just saying that because I get a lot of.
You think they corny?
There's one right now that I'm like,
no, that's
it's kind of corny.
I like the corny ones.
But the corny ones is probably one that's gonna be the.
Whitney, I can't agree with this. That's enough.
The corny ones. I mean,
that's enough. Because I'm not having sex with the corny one. She is sorry.
No.
I'm not doing it.
That's the best sex I've ever.
What is corny? Okay, so
she is so corny.
Let's
Girls don't be corny.
She corny is.
So can I
love her though.
So what's corny?
Wait, I probably.
So what's the definition of corny?
She don't dress nice. She ain't no. She
You
don't
said get a
dress
definition
nice.
of corny.
She just.
I think I'm a little
white.
corny.
She corny.
What's the-
Shorty
Quirky and corny.
Can we
Can
we define the nice
Not
guy
that
or the corny guy? Because the corny guy is usually the nice guy.
No,
I mean, we're talking about general. Now, this is stereotype. This is like a general type of thing. Because they always say the nice guy, right? I don't want the nice guy. I want this guy that's treating me like crap. Or this nice guy is usually the corny guy. That's how it usually is as far as, like, generalizing it. So, what does it mean to be corny?
Oh, okay. But let me
What's
just
corny?
tell you my definition of corny.
Well, what's your definition
Well,
of
here's the
corny?
thing. I'm used to somebody just matching my fly. Whatever it is. No, I'm not the flyest chick on the block, but whatever. I mean, I can have an outfit or two or whatever. I can be cute. However, you know, I got a nice toe or something. You know, whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
But somebody who definitely just match with you, they just have a little swagger about them. But here's the thing. Wait a minute. We have the swagger. You almost end up on the first 48. I'm tired of that. I've done
I get
that.
what you're saying.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I've done that. So the corny one that just kept saying, when I'm like, listen, I'm a serial dater. She said, okay. Literally, I'm dating. I'm dinner every night. And she would call me. She would text me. Let me know if you need anything. And she knew I was going on date. She had no problem with that. And she kept saying, I'll wait. It's fine. I'll wait. Okay, whatever you need, you let me know. And she just kept doing. I'm like, yo, she's so corny, but wait.
She's into you.
Do you understand? I never had none
Genuine
of these
interest.
Yeah, into you.
When all of that came down, I was like, okay, so I'm done dating. No more serial dating. This is gonna
How
be
long
the
was that?
Oh, it took about 2 years.
Okay, I like this
Okay.
person.
It took about 2 years.
Guys is corny.
Son.
They be pursuing you for like a hot month and a half.
So what's corny?
I've had some that's been in my DMs for about a year and a half.
I've had the DM stalking and then really being like in person with them. Yo, 2020, they were like in the inbox. I was like, you know what? Let me go on a date. A hot month. I think it's because I'm celibate too.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
They
Checkmate.
see you and just think
I
that
be
you're
like
gonna be
analyzing
one.
myself, like, wait a minute, you're not getting ass, got it.
Okay. I had a whole DM relationship for like 3 years. She would send me money. She would just text me. She FaceTime me. You beautiful. You this. You that. We might see each other once in a while, and this is all it is. Then I find out you have a wife. Then it went from having a promise ring to getting engaged to getting married to now you have a child.
She
I was
got
like,
the
listen,
stories.
If you DM me again, I'm gonna tell everybody on Instagram what's going on.
I'm so scared of the lesbian relationships now.
They're the worst.
What is going on?
They are messy.
What is happening?
They're the same as heterosexual
But they're
relationships.
worse.
See,
They're
this is the problem. This is why I can never be a lesbian, right? Because I will beat her.
I have.
And that's
I've been
I'm
arrested.
going to
I've
jail.
done
Nah,
it
would. I'll be the other end of
Bad.
domestic violence. I am against domestic
I
violence.
was there. I don't.
Unless
I'm
you're
so
female,
serious.
she gonna whip your
I was
ass.
11 years in. 11 years in, and you did some craziness. You did some. When you
so
outright
hard.
disrespected me, you let another chick disrespect me, and I promised you. I said I'm gonna get you, and I have a scar on my face that I'm reminded of all the time from what you've done. So this reminds me that you have so much more to live for, and just like Corny she is, because I promised her, I said I'm gonna get you, and I'm a woman of my word. Don't ever forget that I'm a woman of my word.
Jeannie, stop threatening people. We're right back here. We're, as a matter of fact, wrapping up this shaming because we're tired of black women being shamed.
Absolutely.
Whitney, what the Lord said.
Okay.
That's what they do in the church. Praise the Lord. She gave us a word.
Listen. Remember that who you are, right? Don't allow anybody to tell you different. Don't allow your past to tell you anything. Don't let your circumstances tell you anything. You are right where you belong. You are right where you belong. You are exactly the beautiful queen that you are. There's no need to compare. You're the only one that can do you. Nobody can do you better than you can. So just always remember that, right, ladies?
Yes. He's gonna keep loving you no matter what.
No matter what. Yes.
That's right.
One, I have been shaming myself. So before anyone else had an opportunity to, anyone else that had an opportunity to shame me, I was shaming myself. What are people gonna think? Are they gonna think this? Are they gonna think I'm whoring over there? Like none of that. Like I'm a model. I love my body, sensuality. I love talking to women about it. I love doing content and interviewing women and talking about certain things. Why should I not monetize and get paid for it and people can have an exclusive experience? So I'm not going to be shaming myself. What do? Words of affirmation. I pray about it. God, just talk to me. You know what I'm doing. I've always loved modeling. You know what my purpose is. I'm empowering people. I journal and mental health. I go to therapy. I'm in a group therapy session where I talk about what I feel. I have a supportive team. I have clinical conversations. So whatever you need to empower yourself to step out of shame and to step into your purpose and power, please do so. And have fun, because I believe that we only have this one life to live.
That's right.
And just to be comparing and shaming and isolating and negative self-talk, 2020 showed you. You don't know what can happen. You don't know what can change, what job, with this, with that. Just live your life, smile. Gratitude is the attitude for blessings, and that's just my thoughts on that.
That's super dope.
That's dope.
That's dope. I would say that 2020 is definitely the year of shut it down. Anything and everything that comes against who you are purposed to be as a human being walking this earth, as a woman, as a black woman, you have the right to shut it down. Don't be afraid of confrontation when someone's trying to shame you. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. Don't be afraid to let them know it's not going to flow with me. You can't come over here and tell me I'm not good enough. You can't come over here and tell me I'm too sexy. You can't come over here and tell me I got too many kids, because they already here, goddamn it. Listen, at the end of the day, I am who I am. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And everything that I'm not makes me everything I am, and I'm okay with that. So I think that for us as black women, how we change the narrative is that every time we are faced with someone trying to shame us and make us less than who God created us to be, we confront it directly and look that thing right in the face. Now, it takes some work to be that woman. And that's where you have to do the work internally, because you don't want to be aggressive and nasty and mean. There's a way to confront and correct without losing you. Your dignity. Without having someone else make you into something you're not. And so that's where you're doing the work. And I love therapy. It is the best. You find somebody that allows you a space for self, because that's what therapy is about. You find a place and a purpose in yourself. If you haven't collected yourself and said, who am I in this time? So that's how you know if you're being shamed. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, once you know who you are, you know you're being shamed. And if it doesn't matter if it's your mama, your homegirl, your boyfriend, if he's making you feel uncomfortable or she's making you feel like you're not good enough, it's okay to confront it. Corinne's confronting all 2020. And 2021, I'm coming to take back everything the devil stole.
That's
so
right.
It is what it is over here.
Love it.
So there is no shame in my game because I'm here to get everything that God promised me, and He promised me a whole lot.
Me too.
How about that?
What about it?
Listen, all I can say is
First 48.
not to be on the first 48, unlike myself. Again, you have to remember who you are, how you are, and how you do. You can't let anyone else come to you and tell you what you shouldn't do, how you shouldn't do it, and when you shouldn't do
Right.
it. If you are working on you and that's all you have to do is work on you, then do it. Nothing beats a failure but a try.
That's right.
Nothing beats a failure but a try. Only thing you got to do is try it. How you know? I say just go. Continue to be you. That daily affirmation, looking in the mirror and go, I am her.
Yes.
I deserve more and I deserve
Yes.
better. Listen, just go for it because nobody can take that from you.
Yeah.
That's one thing they cannot do. I always say they can't take your skin color away unless you bleaching. But you can't take your skin color away and they can't take your education away.
That's right.
And that's not just education from the books and you spending hundreds and thousands of dollars. That's just knowledge of itself. They can't take that away from you. Once you know you have it, you got to do it. If you still working on you, you working on you. Don't let nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. You got this.
That's right.
You got it.
You got this.
As a matter of fact.
All right,
So
man.
thank you so much for being here with us. We really enjoyed this conversation. We will be back with more talk, with more as a matter of fact. Until then, be safe. Much love.
Peace. Bye.
In abundance, abundance. Try to disrespect my circumference, you bugging. Plenty where I stand, head first, second, third, word unspoken. Bird, you lay, play, face of a lay. Leave what your shit ready to stay.